There's where we're staying at the Classic Villa. Across the street here was the university. It's about half reconstructed since the earthquake. And the tourist information is right there. Here comes the tram that we're going to ride around town on. And here comes the tram. Looks like a San Francisco cable car.
1910 and came out of service in 1952. So in other words, she went right through the First World War, the Great Depression, the Second World War. You've got the obvious
named for dioceses in England.
Hereford, Manchester. With the British Empire in the mid-19th century, you've also got the Empire names like Barbados and Colombo and Antigua. You've got a few Irish names too, of course. Cashel Street, Lichfield, Armagh Street, when Christchurch became the seat of an Anglican bishop.
1856.
A long tradition that confers the status of city upon our settlement. Back in 1856, this place was a little scatter of wooden houses through the tussock. Anything less like a city in appearance would be hard put to find. It wasn't until at least 15 years later that we started to look like a city. But technically, for this you've been speaking to my late father, and he would have told you that the worst thing ever happened to Christchurch was when the Beatles visited here in 1964. Oh no, we've got the green. Christ's College on the left here, founded by the Anglican Church when the city was founded, and based very firmly on the English public school principle. So when you see the young lads, it's Sunday today, so you won't see them about, they wear black and white striped ties and blazers, very much like the English public school boy.
Headley Park.
460 acres of public land, named after Hagley Hall, just outside Birmingham. Because that was the home of Lord Lyttelton, and he was chairman of the Canterbury Association, responsible for the settling of this entire province. Now, Port Lyttelton is named in his honour. So, the three major inner city parks were named for martyrs of the Church of England. Bishop Thomas Cranmer, one of Henry VIII's bishops, he became Archbishop of Canterbury for a while.
Original government buildings.
The stonework didn't. This insert on the right with the corrugated iron is where a stone tower used to be, and we just don't have the money to repair it at the moment, but that will be now.
The statue of Queen Victoria did not fall down in the earthquake.
What used to be the tallest building in the city was on the left here, the Price Waterhouse Coopers building, 27 stories. Well, as you can see now, it's underground car parks.
So now it's a lake in the basement. Spanish Mission Revival style, if they say so.
Healthy alternatives. Anyway, New Regent Street here is a lovely little spot for eateries.
This is the main station, stop number 1, and it's enclosed like an English train station.
We have Brian. Here's Brian. He's also a motorman. We all change duties about him. Here's a Royal from 1907. That's the original brick frontage. Almost everything from there back is new, and it cost $40 million to bring that building back forward.
It's a cathedral, for what's left of it.
64 and 1904, deconsecrated in 2011 and awaiting a decision on its future. For the time, it's here on the left, and we're coming into Cathedral Junction.
It's right next to what's left of the cathedral.
That's what it is. Very little reconstruction going on here because of the uncertain future of the cathedral behind us and the old Central Post Office building just ahead of us to the left behind the flag. Opened in 1879. Here's a good sign of hope, an auction sign on the left here appeared just in the last day or two. Next Thursday at 10 a.m. you'll be able to bid on this land.
It's all been cleaned up.
Hopefully that will mark the beginning of the redevelopment of this little area here, which was all buildings here on the left before the earthquakes. As a matter of fact, wherever you see gravel car parks, in almost every case, that's where buildings once stood. The Avon River, most people assume, as I did, that this is named after the English Avon because the city was founded by the English in 1850. However, 7 years before that, in 1843, the Deans family arrived here from Scotland. They set up a farm which they called Riccarton, after their home parish. And that's the suburb of Riccarton now. And they named this river after Avon Water in Ayrshire in Scotland.
Don't have to pull any bells, anything.
And just beyond
What's going to be here?
the riverside, about a block away, is the main city earthquake memorial.
These are storage containers that are made into temporary shops. It's a Restart Mall.
Every building except 2 had to be demolished along the street. Just over 70% in total all over the city. 1,200 to 1,300 buildings. A big blow for a little city like this.
Part on the side of that building, but this was all destroyed.
My bought a pair from there about 2 months ago.
This building opened just before Christmas and was $100 million.
Just wait here for the trip.
So they have those kinds of bikes here too. This whole area is slated for reconstruction. This was the Bank of New Zealand.
Celebrating the millennium and 150 years since the foundation of Christchurch. And in New Zealand too, after that.
It's a prestigious school for boys. Since 1857.
$1,000 per annum to send your son here.
You can see the California mission style a whole lot better off the tram.
Now what's the truck you use to airplane?
Goes our tram. We're on foot for a while, but it's hop on, hop off. This is number 1 stop on the tram. It's inside the train station. Well, not the real train station. This is called Imagination Station. And here's the Christchurch Cathedral made out of Legos. There's plenty of Legos to build with. This was a design and arts college. You can see the damage. This was Trinity Congregational Church, and they've built something up there so you can kind of see what it did look like once a few years ago. I guess this was finished in 1875. Here's another open area, but they've used it as a place to display art. This is an old building that survived. You can see that part of the roof is falling down inside, and there's lots of cracks. It's uninhabitable in the state that it's in, but it's a lot better off than a lot we've seen. Example of that one that's being demolished. This is a new area, and we came down here on the tram, and I see a tram down here. Some more new buildings. I don't know what this building is, but it looks like it's been refurbished. It's British. They haven't put the clock back. Here's a close-up of the cathedral, or what's left of it. The tram driver did say something about this being a big pigeon house. Just outside the cathedral, look at this beautiful wall of plants, and plants on the roof too. This is called a planted ware. Baskets filled with a profusion of local and exotic plants. Where we're sitting now, in the front. We just may stay here for a while.
1921. And this was a mass-produced design. Over 6,000 of this type of tram was produced between 1917 and 1930. As a matter of fact, if you watch the film Singin' in the Rain with Gene Kelly and the late Debbie Reynolds, or the late Gene Kelly now too, there's a scene about 15 minutes into the film where Gene Kelly jumps off the roof of a tram into a car driven by Debbie Reynolds. If you look closely, well, not all that closely, you'll see that it's exactly one of these trams he jumps from. It's got everything. It's got the little destination sign on the top left here, little 3-quarter windows, a faceted front. 2011. was a very bad year. This is
$83
of which about
billion
two-thirds
for
was
about
insurance
half
money. So insurance
of the
companies had a bad time
reconstruction
here.
needed money. Insurance companies have paid about 30% of that. We're down back to our